again.
Okay. Let's finish it off, hopefully.
Okay.
23.
Yeah, that's a hit. Roll it.
All right.
Roll them both.
20.
Oh, so close. It's
Oh,
enough
damn.
to bloody its back left leg at this point, but it's still hobbling. It's still, well,
It's
fly
flying, but his
hobbling.
little legs are kicking.
It's flobbling. All right, Mila, your turn.
Mia's gonna run back in the behemoth to her little window.
Okay. Demon Deer time. This one is flying the fuck away. It is going, since it's wounded, I'm not going to have it go its full speed. It's only going to go about 80 feet this direction. I'm just keeping it at the corner here so people still know it's around. These ones are blind, and it's hard to fly when you're blind. So they typically, all they really do is kind of, they don't turn or anything. They just kind of go straight to ready themselves. To make sure they're not hitting anything else. They're maintaining the same altitude and heading for safety. But they don't take any negative actions upon anyone as I diminish their blind turns. And these ones are actually going to circle around, kind of gear up this way, and they're both pretty much going for Nathan, really, with 2 more attacks. Now, let's see here. 1, 2. Okay, both of them hit. Nathan is going to try to... He can't parry both of them, and they're still trying to do a charge attack on him. No, actually, we'll make it a little bit simpler. They're going to be trying to take bites out of him. So there'll be a standard attack. So he can just try a parry 1. Let's see how well he does. Very well. He parries 1, but the other one does a little damage to his armor.
Do they take damage for flying through the flame thing?
We
We
already
resolved that last
Oh.
turn.
Oh,
we're-
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's their turn. And now it's Nathan's turn. And he's going to just shoot past them, kind of spin around here in the air, and once again unload with his weapon upon the one that actually managed to bite him. Bunch of stupid deer. They didn't go nearly as fast this time, though. So, yeah, he did well. Good. Ooh, 20 damage. Taking another chunk out of that deer. All right. Al.
All right. These two over here seem blinded.
Yeah.
This one's running away, and Al does not like the idea of him living to harm someone else. So
Eat someone else.
yeah, to eat someone else's flesh. He's going to try and finish it off before he turns to face the others.
Okay.
So +4. Submit.
Yeah. It would just be. Now to tell you the truth, Al, what's your natural to hit? Like on strike without taking that speed penalty away?
Oh gosh. It is a +4, and then 1 for the power armor, so +5.
So 3 plus 5. Oh, so it would have been in like an 8 or something like that, right?
Wait, what was the 3 for?
The 3 is the result that you rolled.
Oh yeah, yes, correct.
So you really only had a +1 difference. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking if you had a little bit more, since it's flying directly away from you, it didn't have a speed penalty to it.
Oh, I see.
But it's still, its distance is too great now. It's enough. You have to get 10 or higher when
Okay.
it's beyond 60 feet, which it is now. So, because he's a good 80 feet away from that border. So, unfortunately, that's a miss.
All right.
Mila, back in the behemoth.
Yeah, Mila would just stick her head out the window and see if she's needed whenever, but
Okay.
she's just watching.
the deer here, the blinded deer, are kind of shaking their heads trying to clear them, but their vision is certainly not fading. They're turning a little bit carefully. Actually, you know what? I don't know what the hell a blind fucking flying deer would do. If I was a blind deer, I
What
would
would I
want to make
do?
sure I didn't see. Okay, I know what they're going to do. They're actually going to slow down and kind of hover in the air and slowly descend to the ground. One of them feels some branches by its hooves, so it corrects itself, but spending its entire seconds. Actually, it's spending just this round slowing down. And next round, they're going to try to carefully land because it does take some time. Whereas this. Okay, intelligent animals. Intelligent animals. All right, I think I know what they're gonna do. This one's gonna make another charge at Nathan, while this one is ooh, I like this one. All right, this one's actually going to land to the lip of the cargo bay. Its teeth are sharp as it hisses at you, Tom, and tries to take a chunk out of your arm.
Me?
Yes. A Vu. It rolls a 7, which is just enough to hit. What kind of defensive action would you like to take? Why am I talking like this?
Next time on.
I would like to try and quickly ruffle through my sheets because I wasn't expecting this.
You weren't expecting to get attacked?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Well, Patrick only said they ate people, not us people.
Yeah, that's true.
I would like to try and dodge.
Sure, you can parry too if you want.
Auto parry?
Yeah, auto parry. Yeah, it's possible. It would be you like shoving the thing's face away in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll try that. Let's do it.
No.
Yeah, you definitely
Wow.
parry. In fact, you smack in the
bad
nose a little bit.
Yeah, I picture like he uppercutted the deer.
Yeah. So good job.
Okay, sweet.
All right, Nathan is similarly going to disengage from this deer, flying around, whizzing through the air, cutting through the treetops, actually soaring higher into the air, so he's a higher altitude than that deer that he's engaged with, and he's going to roll to hit, which is definitely a hit. So let's see how much damage he does. Oh, and he downs it. As this one, a giant hole is actually ripped through the midsection of the deer as it plops sickly through the branches of the tree it was flying over, crashing to the ground. So, yay. Yay on that. Al, your turn.
All right, Al's going to, seeing what's going on over here, move to the corner of the behemoth and shoot down at the deer trying to... They just got uppercutted by Tom.
So we're going with the uppercut as cannon, eh? All right, roll the hit.
Yeah.
All
Like
right.
it.
Oh, not again.
Oh, you rolled a 1. Because he's so close to the deer, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Okay, it's no. We're gonna do a 1 in 3 chance. Okay.
Okay.
So shit. Okay, we're gonna do roll a D100.
Alright.
0 to 33, you hit the deer.
Mm-hmm.
33 to 66, you hit Tom, and 67 or higher, you miss them completely. You hit the deer.
Ooh.
All right, so roll damage now.
All right. 1d6 times 10, 40.
Ooh. All right. Tom, you can see from above, you hear a great boom as a railgun fires as highly accelerated pieces of metal slam into the backside of this deer, flaying its flesh as blood spurts up into the air.
Holy shit. That's his reaction.
Oh, well,
Yep.
good.
Don't be
reaction.
fooled, Tom. That was just the power of your uppercut rippling through his body.
All right. Nathan now is actually going to fire a fragmentation missile into the deer that are trying to land. And he gets his full bonus because they're not moving very fast. Oh, man. All right. Let's see here. Roll 66. No, wait, it's 5d6. Okay. You hear a boom as frag hits the air, some of it pinging off the side of the behemoth, but not doing any sort of major damage. It's lost its acceleration to really hurt your ship. And that's his turn. Mila. Window?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. These fucking deer have had this shit. One of them is dead. All right. So this one here, Al, is continuing to fly through the air. It's now probably about 200 feet away from you, but you still have a clear shot of it if necessary.
Okay.
This one has disengaged. It steps backwards and starts to take wing. It only manages to fly to here at that point. While these deer themselves are the only people, for those of you, the party that can see, you just see them disappear underneath the trees. You're not able to see them land, unfortunately. They're too far away and there's too much stuff blocking you. But you don't see them emerge from the woods towards you, that's for sure. So that's that. Tom.
I'm going to stop concentrating. So
Good call.
the cube of mega damage fire is gone.
Okay, excellent.
That is my turn.
Would you like to take another action? Because stopping concentration really should just take a second. If
Sure.
you'd like to do something else, I'd let you.
I would like to put out the fire that's slowly spreading over here.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yep.
Good call. Smokey the Bear would be appreciative. While Nathan the Spy in freaking power armor is more focused on killing this fleeing deer, which is what he'll do. +2. Okay,
Ooh.
it's dead. He blew off its head.
Well, then.
It has ceased to be. I'm like, is 6 deer too much? Clearly not. Of
Yeah.
course, I shouldn't have. I should have factored more into what Nathan can do, but that's okay. Al.
All right, the immediate threat being dead, or dead now.
Works.
Al is going to again try and hit the fleeing one.
Okay.
So I need a 10, right?
Yes, you do, because of the distance, yes. But there's no penalties because he's still flying directly away from you. So regardless of the speed, its profile doesn't change.
Got it. 23.
Yeah, roll damage.
All right. 10.
You know, that's okay, because that's what it needed. You catch it while it's on the wing, and you see a mist of blood hit the atmosphere as clearly the flying deer hits the ground with a great thud. Now, we're going to... Everyone else, the other deer, even though you can't see them, Nathan can radio that they're fleeing. So we can be out of combat. So we don't have to go by turn by turn by turn by turn. If there's something that you guys would like to do, I'd give it like a round for like the PCs to act and then the deer to act. The PCs to act, the deer to act. You know what I mean? Just because they're not trying to attack you anymore. So so we're out of combat. Nathan reports that the other two are fleeing through the woods, that they're no longer a threat. What would you guys like to do?
Tom would like to go into the behemoth and try and track down Patrick and see if he's okay.
All right. Al?
Al would jump down and call inside if Patrick's okay.
All right. Mila?
Mila would try to follow Tom, but she's also wearing her big armor. I don't know how else she can fit.
You would just have to stoop and move your body to the side to get through the doors. You're not so incredibly large that you're not able to fit through anything, but you'll just have to contort yourself a little bit.
Okay, she'll help look for Patrick.
Okay. Patrick, what are you doing?
Patrick is currently fumbling around for his camera and trying to see if he can't see any of the deer from where he is.
Aw, you can't.
No.
Well, you can see deer corpses.
Yeah. Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
He'll examine those closer later.
All right. So yeah, you find Patrick doing as he has explained. Is there any conversation that you guys want? But you know Patrick's fine. There are huge dents in his armor. Like structurally speaking, they can't take much. But he is otherwise unhurt.
Okay. I would just want to make sure that he's fine, and he's fine. So, I'll try and make my way outside of the behemoth after that.
Okay. Anyone else?
Anyone else?
Al's still
Want
calling.
any help, Patrick?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Al would still be calling. Is he okay?
Yes.
I mean, Tom seemed fine.
With hearing Patrick say that, Al will then turn back to Nathan and then say, "Do we hunt the other two down or let them go?"
Nathan lands to the foot of the cargo bay by the ramp there. He gives a bit of a shrug and he says, "I saw them leaving at a pretty good clip. I'm not really in the mood to hunt, and I got all the pictures that I needed."
And Patrick will step out with his... I want to imagine something along the lines of actual, like, tears through his armor.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure, of course. Yeah, we can take that artistic liberty, that mental artistic liberty. Sure. And Nathan remarks, for a bunch of winged deer, they sure packed a punch, but that's what happens sometimes. These strange creatures come in, and imagine what they would have done to a village, huh?
Yeah, I try not to.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I had to make a quick departure from where I was to meet you up here, so I don't have much time. But there's one last thing I want to give you. He says, as he fumbles around the compartments of his power armor, and his large gloved hands emerge with a very small... It pretty much is about the size of a key fob on a car keys, and he outreaches his hand towards Al.
I will reach my hand out.
All right, and he plops this small disc contraption in it. And his first question is, do you know Coalition Code Alpha 2, or are you still too rusty on that? And what he means is Coalition Code 42 is a variation on Morse code. It is a very antiquated technology, but since it is just a series of beeps at certain rates, you as espionage agents were trained in its interpretation. It ranges from Coalition Code Alpha 1 to Alpha 10. Alpha 2 is just a variant on it. I can, even though that's not a specific skill that is on a character sheet, it would be fair to say that you would know it.
Okay.
Maybe you'd be a little rusty on some of the syntax, but you'd be able to figure out no problem.
Then Al would say, "You went to the same class as I went to. I don't think I could forget it if I tried."
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, that old Ironsides there, Matilda. She was a stickler for remembering the details, eh?
Do you remember she used to give entire classes in nothing but code?
Jesus, yeah. Well, I only ask because that is a pinger. It uses a radio frequency, but it varies from time to time. I have an identical one, and he pulls a similar one out from his compartment. Just pushing the button sends a simple ping to it. We can use it to communicate with each other. Here, let's just see if you aren't really as rusty as... let's just make sure you know your stuff there, Castle. And with that, he sends out a small message, which translates to... I hope you know your shit, Castle.
Send a message back going, why no? I think I've forgotten.
You actually see Nathan smirk a little bit with that, and he goes, well, didn't forget too much. This is the best way for us to communicate. Once you have the bodies ready, ping me your location where you want to meet. I can't guarantee I can't guarantee I'd be there right away, but I have to give you small warning. I will be arriving with a few others of Sorkin's Pride, those whom I can trust. We'll be bringing over a truck so we can transport the bodies, and I can do some field testing on it. Once I am satisfied, I will ping back with my response.
I understand. I think that's fair. And to let you know as well, when this all goes down and you receive your, well, me and Tom, they will be delivered probably by some contacts of mine you haven't met, simply because for me to also be there would simply not make sense.
That's fine. Take whatever precautions you want. I only am interested in the authenticity of the bodies.
And with that, Al will tap his chest and say, "You're getting this one, fella." And then he'll start walking away.
Nathan has a perplexed look on his face, which he has removed his helmet in which to speak with you. He goes, "Oh, so you decide just to give up then, right? You're going to just kill yourself? Give me your actual body?" "Yeah, sure. Sure, Castle. You're a little bit trickier than that."
And Al will just stop and shrug in his giant power armor and say, "Gotta make sure to do it right. I won't want the Coalition coming after me more, and what better way to do it than to make sure that, well, you get the right body."
For once, okay, so, Al, there has only been 3 times in your life where you've seen Nathan look the way he does. The first time was when you beat him in a sharpshooting contest in which you bet a month's wages, and you beat him handedly. The second time was when he woke up after being drugged and blackmailed. And the third time is this time, in which he looks just flabbergasted, like mouth agape, like unable to comprehend, flabbergasted, when he's normally very cool and collected and confident. So he keeps that look on his face for a few seconds until he realizes he's making that stupid look. He shuts his mouth and he says, "All right. Well, I don't know if we'll ever meet face to face ever again then. So, best of luck in your future endeavors," he says.
Al would be quiet for a moment and then say, "You too, Nathan."
Thanks.
And then with that, Al will go back to the ship unless Nathan says anything else.
Okay.
Patrick will not be going to the ship. Patrick will be looking around at the particular situation and probably going towards one of the more corpsed bodies. Realizing that he has yet to talk with anybody about this, he actually asks Al if he could accompany with him just in case something happens.
Al says, and he says kind of quietly, "Just let me get out of this suit and I'll be more than happy."
And Patrick will do so and step kind of back into the ship and wait.
Al, when he gets in the behemoth and he's out of sight of Nathan, any chance, he's going to get out of the suit as quickly as he can.
Okay. At this point, Nathan has now taken off towards northwesterly heading. in his Samus power armor, going back to wherever he came from.
Beautiful, beautiful man.
And that beautiful man. That beautiful, horrible man.
Terrible, terrible human being.
Yep.
All right. You'll notice, or Patrick, you would at least, when Al gets out of his power armor, he's been sweating, like drenched in sweat, probably a bit more than you would expect. But he gets out and he kind of stretches and takes a few deep breaths and then says, "All right, now what did you need?"
Oh, well, since I don't particularly know these animals very well, you know what? And he's going to get up and remove that armor, and he's going to, okay, he's going to get up and say, "I'm going to take a change for a sec as well," and going to don his shiny armor, and was going to say that he wanted to make sure that somebody else was with him just in case those deer came back. They are smart, so this might be.
Al will.
They might be waiting in ambush.
While you're putting on your shiny armor, Al will then put on his body armor as well. And then you guys can go back out. Or you guys, as in
You
us.
guys. Multiple
You both.
Patrick storm out at the time.
Oh my god, no.
The math. The math.
Oh, so much math.
And he's going to inspect the first body he can actually find.
Okay. This one's Chunks, burning Chunks, so no luck. It would probably be this one that's smeared on the road. Most of it's intact.
All right.
Most of it, yeah. It has sustained a severe plasma and conventional burns. And it has a few holes ripped through it. But what in particular are you looking to analyze?
I'm not quite sure exactly how present my character was when there was this description, but you did say shimmering demonic bones.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, so you're going to try to dissect this thing to look at the bones?
He's probably going to see what he can see without touching the body.
Ooh.
And then if he will probably we will probably check for blood. He will probably check the fur itself, horns, and then we'll probably check bone after that.
All right. Okay, I can just say what you find on the body, so to speak. The horns themselves are made are extremely, extremely hard. It's almost like they're pure iron themselves. Although its physiology doesn't seem like all that different from an actual deer itself, other than the obvious physical differences.
The wings.
And also the wings, yes. The strange thing is that you can. This must be a creature of magic, which is it was from another world, and because of the now magic-enriched environment of Rift's Earth, they have somehow become stronger and tougher than they would in their natural environment. And this is solidified by actually being able to examine a little bit of the bone itself. The bones themselves are extremely hard, and they do shimmer. They almost look like they're encased in a glittering, sparkling silver, although they're truly not. That's just the color and the types of bones that they have. Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, the fur is just standard. The blood is red. No other great, that you can tell, no other great physical things on the dead deer.
All right.
Dead keratin actually is what it is. I should call it.
He's most likely going to take from this particular one a feather of the wing, and I think for the one that's in chunks, he's going to see how intact the skull is.
That one doesn't have an intact skull. That's the one that Nathan blew its head off. So, searching around the woods here, one of the chunks was an intact skull.
Oh
With-
boy.
With
That's great since it's probably already fairly severed as well.
Yep.
So, he is most likely going to, actually just kind of, he's going to ask Al if he can help me carry this, because it's probably fairly heavy.
yeah.
Sure.
And I'm going to, without really any other particular words, just kind of walk towards the behemoth.
So, out of curiosity, out of character, does this look very much like a regular deer? I assume like maybe it has fangs instead of.
Here, we'll go back to the pictures. Whoop. Can you see that? Do you want me to make those pictures bigger?
Oh, at the bottom
Hang on,
there?
let me
at
let
the
me
bottom.
scroll down.
Yeah, I'll make them bigger.
Oh, they do look a lot like deer. Okay.
They're
Um,
so majestic.
Like
They are.
I
They're
would.
fucking awful.
Al would. Ooh, actually, no. You know what? I don't know if Al would know that, so I'm just not going to say.
Okay.
So no, yeah, Al will help him carry it back.
And before getting to the behemoth, he will ask to set it down, and would probably ask if he has any sort of cloth or plastic wrapping to make sure that we don't get the behemoth dirty with blood.
Let's see here.
We could probably get one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys would have it on hand to tell you the truth. You did get some supplies, but I'm not. That's pretty specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
Blankets.
Oh yeah, you
anything-
can come up with some blankets. You can have a makeshift one. Sure. We can definitely allow for that.
You can ask Tom to cauterize it.
That is Tom.
Tom,
Yeah.
can you?
up?
Can you make sure this this blood doesn't get the behemoth wet?
I just picture like us holding it each by the antler in between us. Can you?
Yeah, you're kind of doing that.
Can you cauterize
You know
this
what?
so it doesn't bleed everywhere?
You know what would be better?
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually ask if you have the time to actually singe off pretty much everything but the skull and horns.
Ooh.
That's gonna take some time. Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's okay.
Do we,
I
do we
mean,
want to stay here for the next 20 minutes or so?
I'm Patrick would be completely okay with that.
Let's get back in the behemoth in case the friends decide to come back. But yeah, so is it possible maybe to cauterize it quickly now, and then we can take care of the rest of it in the behemoth?
Yeah,
we probably
that-
don't want to do that in the behemoth though.
Yeah, we're gonna want to vent some of that
Then
stinky ass air.
then I would suggest that we get back in the behemoth and travel a certain ways to I just and Alec looks around. I'm not comfortable staying here with others possible deer.
Sure. Yeah,
And he has to like pause on that word. Never
yeah,
thought I'd say
that sounds
that.
fine. Let me just cauterize it here. It's gonna take a few seconds. It shouldn't be that hard. And then we can deal with that later when we stop.
Sure.
Sound good?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And I will start cauterizing it.
Okay, so now this is going to be the interesting thing because your fire can get very, very hot, right? I'm assuming you're just trying not just cauterize it, but you're also trying to. You're cauterizing to stop it from bleeding. Then you're going to travel somewhere else, and then strip it of its like flesh and shit, right? Or burn it all its
Yeah,
flesh
basically.
off. Okay, so you're
So-
able to cauterize it.
So
no
just for
problem.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for now, it's a low heat,
Yeah.
and then later on, it's going to be a high heat
Yes, it is.
eventually.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're able to do that. You're able to travel your behemoth. Would you be heading back towards the direction of New Lazlo?
Yes, I would assume
Okay.
so. Yeah.
And one of the New Lazlo military patrols actually intercepts you. It's not too much of an encounter, so we don't have to specifically roleplay it, but they heard and detected gunfire where you were. Do you choose to tell them what you encountered?
Unless someone
yeah.
says no, yeah, Al would definitely tell them that there's what happened. And go ahead.
I would definitely tell them about the deer.
Okay.
Patrick would not actually know how many there were, especially the ones that didn't get killed.
All right. Fair enough.
Al would know.
Yeah. Well, how about we say this? As a group, you're able just to, you don't tell them why you were meeting, but that you came across the deer, how many there were, the heading the other two escaped to, and what to watch out for. Would that be fair enough?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
Great. So yeah, we can just move on with that. They're very, very grateful. They thank you for your assistance. They make sure no one's injured, which they're not, and you can continue on your way. You travel for a little bit longer towards a clear area where the behemoth can land or to settle back on the earth, and Tom can try to burn the flesh off of the Perryton's skull. So it's a basic skill check. I'm going to have you just roll. If you get anywhere between 1 and 80, then you're able to do it no problem because you're a burster. You can control this, right? But I like to think there's a 20% chance that you accidentally singe some of the bone as well, just because it's just a little too hot. Because I don't think you do have a cooking skill, which is great, right? But there's always a potential for a mistake. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, that's more than fair.
All
But,
right.
to descript of what I'm going to do first.
Sure, lay it on us.
Similar to how this picture is set up, I'm going to set up like a fire pit and have it done there.
Oh, so it doesn't spread. Very good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I will roll the skill check. My target number is 80%, and let's see how it goes.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
2!
Whoa.
This is pristine. Because of the care that you take, you get it done faster than anticipated, and I think Patrick will be very happy with the end result, which is a glittering, silverly sparkled skull and horns, perfectly stripped of any single fragment of flesh, blood, or sinew. So there you go.
Yeah.
Patrick is going to be very happy about this. He's like, it's perfect. And he's looking around the skull and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's most likely going to then sort of start like going around the behemoth and just kind of holding up the skull like to like walls and things like that.
Oh, you're gonna find a place to mount it. I see.
Yeah.
Cute. Is there anything in particular that you do during this time, Mila?
Mila would just take off her armor, obviously by now, and
Fair enough.
I don't know, just kind of do her everyday activities. Nothing really specific I can
Alright.
think of.
Okay, cool. That's no problem. It's all good.
I would probably burst in like no, sorry, excuse me. I would probably knock eagerly at Amila's door.
You would knock at Mila's door?
Yes.
Oh. She would open the door and be like, Patrick!
He's holding a giant skull. Look at this!
What is it?
It's shiny.
Ooh. She'd
No.
just like stare at it after he mentioned the word shiny.
Jackie run. I forgot about Jackie. Jackie runs up your leg, across your shoulder, jumps across your shoulder, Mila, onto the skull, scampers up the skull, jumps onto Patrick's shoulder, jumps on top of his helmet, then jumps on the ground, and then skitters away somewhere else.
That was weird.
Woo!
Ooh.
Okay.
Would you want this in like in like a room that we all use? Could you help me put this up somewhere?
Yes, I can.
Oh, wait.
We should put it in.
K-
We should put it in Alicia's room and see what she says.
Al calls like casually from the other room. We could use a hood ornament.
No.
Okay.
Oh, that was the idea was shot down.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think now that the combat's resolved and everything like that, I think this might be a good place to end the session and just start a new next day. So you have 2.5 days to go. Oh, less than that. Yeah, no, it's around dinner time at this point. So 2.25 days. So you're good.
Yeah.
Definitely. I remember how naive I was. I'm like, yeah, you can get through the rest of New Lazo in like 4 days in one
In an
session.
hour,
No problem.
yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah,
How
definitely.
foolish I was.
I was so foolish. What's up?
Honestly, I think there's only like a couple of shopping things that we need to do, and then we're golden.
Cool.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
if
there's
More
one
people don't
thing...
try
I
to
remember
fucking gun
that.
you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, there's
Yeah.
one thing Al wants to do with Kennedy, but other than that, yeah, pretty much. Which actually, yeah, actually,
Oh,
so
I
did-
know what you want to do with Kennedy.
Whoa.
Anyways, what's up?
Slow down there,
Oh.
16-year-old guy. No,
Yeah.
no, actually, this stuff can wait for our off session. Just talking about semantic stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Shopping
we'll
and things.
finish the recording right here. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Woo! Bye, everyone.
Bye.